Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Payoff Pitch 2018 style. And this one is going to be from March the 31st. First start of the season for Cy Young winner Jacob deGrom. Get a sneak peek at his card. You can see all the tough categories on his card. Doesn't have much else. He's got one in play and one defense, one patient, one ballpark, and that's it. But there it is. 1.70 ERA, only 6.3 hits per 9 innings pitched, only 1.9 walk, but 11.2 strikeouts. So Jacob deGrom going to have his first start of the season. It's in game 2 of the season for the Mets against the Cardinals. And I was perusing the Sideline Strategies website under their free section and stumbled across some optional rules. I don't know how long they've been on the website, but they're new to me. So I thought I would try a game and implement them. I have not used these rules before, but I think I'll give it a go and see how it does. And this is provided by J.A. Howell, not J.A. Happ, but J.A. Howell. And some of the things talks about roster limits, but the ones I'm concentrating on are number 1 and number 2. First one is catcher mound visit. So once per game, not once per pitcher, but once per game, you can visit the mound, and basically what that does is it forces the next pitch or next at bat to go off the tough section of the batter's card. And this does not matter if it's a lefty, righty, righty, lefty, or whatever. It's any time, but it's only can be used once the entire game, and it says place a check in front of the catcher's name on the score sheet to designate the one mound visit. So that's something I'm going to try. The other one, the second one, is even more intriguing to me. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the boost you get in History Maker Baseball with the ace quality when you bring somebody in the middle of an inning, and that's what this is. Reliever comes in the middle of an inning, and if the pitcher throws from the same side as the batter, example, lefty pitcher coming in to face a lefty batter, or righty to come in to face a righty, then that next at bat will go off the batter's tough card. And this can happen multiple times, depending on how many relief pitchers come into the game. But if you play the percentages left, right, left in the late innings, that can really neutralize an offense by bringing in multiple relievers to match up in the platoon areas against the other team's big hitters and force them to go off the tough category. So I'm going to try it, see how it does. But I mainly wanted to play this game to show the outstanding card that Jacob deGrom has. So you see the lineups there. This is the actual lineups from game 2, played March the 31st. And it's Fowler in right, Pham in center, Carpenter at third, Ozuna in left, Martinez at first, Molina catching, DeYoung the shortstop, Wong the second baseman, and Michael Wacha the pitcher. For the Mets, it's Asdrubal Cabrera at second, Yoenis Cespedes in left, Jay Bruce in right, Todd Frazier at third, Travis d'Arnaud the catcher, Adrian Gonzalez is at first, Juan Lagares is in center. Jacob deGrom, the pitcher, is going to hit 8th in this game, and Rosario is going to bat 9th. So one of the tricks I learned is, even though it's got the number 9 position right here, I don't want to put Rosario up there because most likely there's going to be some pinch hitting going on, and you want to have more than one space there. So I drop Rosario down to here to give me 4 or 3 extra blanks here for the pinch hitters and whatnot. So that's just a little trick I learned when the pitcher bats 8th to do that, to give the extra room and just drop the 9th guy way down. All right, so we are, of course, at Citi Field, and we will get this game going. I do have the fast action cards, but I think I'm going to take just about all the results off the dice and the charts. So I may merge in the fast action cards, but that's not my initial intention to do so. So we will see how this works. Jacob deGrom facing Dexter Fowler to lead things off. First start for Jacob deGrom of 2018. It's a 5, and of course, many tough categories to find for deGrom. He's got 3 through 6, 8, 10, and 12. So good chance you're going to hit the tough category. 5, of course, is tough. 83 tough for Fowler. It's going to drop it down to a ground ball to short. And there's one away. I'll bring up center fielder Tommy Pham. That's a 3, and that's again tough. 22. That's a strikeout. Not another, but it is a strikeout. But another tough result, I should say. So 2 up, 2 down, and a tough hitter in his own right, Matt Carpenter. It's a 10, which is tough again, and a 13. That's another strikeout. So deGrom found all 3 tough categories on that inning. On his 3 batters face, struck out 2 of them. And we go to the bottom of the first. It's the Cardinals nothing, the Mets coming to bat. And Michael Wacha, a much different card than deGrom. A lot of yellow there for Patient, as he gave up 3.9 walks per 9 innings in his outings. So as Drupal Cabrera, second baseman, will lead things off against Wacha. We got a 6, which is tough, and a 56. Tough 56 for Cabrera, just out of range, only goes to 51. 56 is a ground ball to first. That is handled by Jose Martinez. He will take it to the bag himself. And we're underway in the bottom of the first. Yoenis Cespedes, the batter. 12 is defense, and we got a 59. So we go to our charts. And when you're not doing the fast action cards, you're going to have the charts. So we turn to our charts and look at defense. And a 59. Defense 59 says we're looking at the error rating of the third baseman, Matt Carpenter. So we look at Matt Carpenter and his third base rating. He is an error of 5, which is the best you can have. So for Citi Field, a 1 through 29 will be an error. Anything else, he'll make the play. So we're looking for a 30 or more for Carpenter to make the play. And he does, 77, so he does make the play. Now the question is, was it a ground ball or was it a pop-up? So we go to our out chart. The out chart, which is right above the defensive chart. And look in the infield, roll 2 D6s and see if we get a ground ball or a pop-up or whatever. And that's an 8, which is a ground ball. So you may not even want to get that technical, but since I'm keeping score, I figured I'd go ahead and make sure that I knew whether it was a ground out or a pop-up. So 2 up, 2 down for Jay Bruce. 9 is Patient this time, but it's an 85, and his Patient only goes to 80. So Jay Bruce runs out of patience, and 85 takes him to a ground ball to second. And the inning is over. So 1 inning is in the books, and we got goose eggs here at Citi Field. So we go now to the top of the second, and Jacob deGrom back out. We'll face Marcell Ozuna, big free agent signing from the Marlins. 10, which is tough again. 30, that's another strikeout. So deGrom has it going for himself. Here's Jose Martinez. That's a 12, that's also tough. 82, out of range. 82 is a fly to center, and that is out number 2. So deGrom has not missed his tough chances yet. He's hit a tough every time. Here's Yadier Molina. 7 is in play this time, but it's a 71, so it's well out of range. 71 is a ground ball to second. And Molina got one in play, but it didn't do him any good, as play was made by Cabrera. And the Cardinals go down 1-2-3 once again here in the top of the second. Go to the bottom of the second. Mets will come out with the Todd father, Todd Frazier. See if he can get something going here against Michael Wacha. 9 is Patient. 36. Patient 36. He will draw the walk, and we get our first base runner of the game. It is the Todd father, Todd Frazier. Next up is Travis d'Arnaud, and he was not included in the original printed set because he only had 15 at-bats, but he was on the free site, the PDF of the extra players that you can get on Sideline Strategy. I didn't do the best job cutting it out. I was just kind of in a hurry, so I didn't really size it or trim it, but the key thing is the values are there, and that's all I really cared about. He's not going to play that much anyway. I only played 4 games, so not going to use him very long, so I didn't want to be that precise. 8 is tough off of Wacha, and it's a 50. Tough 50 is a strikeout for d'Arnaud. So he is out of there, 1 away. And that will bring up the old man, Adrian Gonzalez, longtime Dodger. Also played with the Padres and the Red Sox. 9 is Patient 64. Patient 64, he just missed it. Needed a 62 or less. Instead of 64 is going to take us to a fly to left. And that's 2 away for center fielder Juan Lagares. We get a 9 and a 90. 9 is Patient, but 90 is way out of range. 90 is a ground ball to short. And the inning is over. Nothing doing there. We go to the third, no score. As Waka trying to match deGrom 0 for 0. So far he has succeeded. Here is Paul DeYoung, shortstop. 4, again, we're in the tough range. 22, that is a strikeout. So once again, another strikeout for deGrom. Brings up Colton Wong. It's a 7, so we got an in play. 7, but it's a 68, so that's out of range. 68 is a ground ball to short. So Wong thought he had it right by getting out of the tough zone, but it didn't help. And that'll bring up the pitcher, Michael Waka. And if he gets a tough, because he's hitting off pitcher hitting card number 1, if it's a tough, you don't even need the D10s because it's going to be automatic strikeout. 4, it is tough, it's an automatic strikeout. So that's going to end the inning. 3 innings in the books for the Cardinal hitters, and they have had no success whatsoever. You go to the bottom of the third, still no score. And now deGrom, again, remember he is pitching or hitting in the number 8 position. So he is using pitcher hitting card number 5, so it's slightly better, but not a whole lot better. But he's on this left-hand column. It's an 11, which is Patient, but it's a 75. So Patient 75, well out of range. 75 is a fly to center, and that's 1 away. For the number 9 hitter, Ahmed Rosario. 6 is Tough, 37, that's a strikeout. 2 down. And that will bring up top of the order as Drupal Cabrera. 8 is Tough, 80. Tough 80, that's out of range as well to fly to center. And through 3 innings, pitchers are having their way in this one, Waka and deGrom. We will go to the 4th. And back to the top of the order for the Cardinals is Dexter Fowler. 9, that's Patient, and it's an 18, so we got a base runner. That's a leadoff walk. Leadoff walk. Now the question is, will Fowler try to steal? He only stole 5 bases, so not likely to go. deGrom's got a decent hold rating. And let's see, Darno, a decent arm, so I'm going to go ahead and hold him at first. See if Tommy Pham can do anything. 4 is Tough. 13, he can strike out. So Pham is out of there, 1 away. And that will bring up Matt Carpenter. Now if anybody can do something with a tough pitch, it's Carpenter. 8 is Tough. 54, and he did it. Tough 54, that's a base hit right there. 54 through 56 is a base hit, so there goes the no-hitter. And base running advancement, the lead die is a 4. So if we look at the base runner advancement at first base, lead die of 4, you get 1 base. So it's a 1 base advancement. Fowler will go to second. So runners at first and second. Still only 1 out for Marcell Ozuna. deGrom needing to settle in. 8 is Tough. He did settle in. It's a strikeout. That is out number 2. So when he needs a strikeout, he seems to be able to get one. Here's the tough Jose Martinez. 3 is Tough, but he wasn't tough enough. He's going to strike out. And that's going to end the inning. So the no-hitter is gone, but the shutout's still intact. We go to the bottom of the 4th, still no score. And that'll bring up Yoenis Cespedes to lead things off for the Mets as they try to get deGrom some runs, which in real life in the 18th season they just had a hard time doing. which is why deGrom was only 10 and 9. 8 is tough. 43, that's a strikeout. So this game going as figured, low scoring. Here's Jay Bruce. 9 is patient. 31, that's a 1-out walk to Jay Bruce. So Bruce is aboard. He's no threat to steal, though. Bring up the Todd Frazier. Ooh, that one went way over here. 4 and 48. 4 is a ballpark. 48. Ballpark 48. Frazier's a righty, right at the tip of the wheelhouse. So we are in Frazier's wheelhouse. And that's good news for the Todd father, because a 1-61 will be a 2-run homer. A 1-61. And it's a 76, so he missed it. But it's still going to be a base hit, because 72 through 89 is a single. So, and the lead die was 2, because we had a total of 4 here on the ballpark. So lead die of 2. Runner at first on a single, you get 2 bases. So in this instance, Jay Bruce will go to third base. Runners are at the corners. Only 1 out. Oops. And Travis d'Arnaud, the batter, not very good, but you obviously don't know that when the season opens. So we're not going to pinch hit for him or anything. That would not be fair. 11 is patient. 75. Patient 75 is a fly to center. Now the question is it a sacrifice fly? Well, let's take a look here. The 2d6 is total and 11. If we go to our out chart on an 11, that is a deep fly. And deep fly says outfielder makes running catch in the outfield, run on third base with a run rating of 7 or more scores. So let's see here. Run on third base with a run rating of 6 or less may attempt to score using the coach's choice. So let's check the run rating of Jay Bruce. His run rating is only a 4. So even though it was fairly deep, he will not be able to score. So that is going to result in no advancement. So it wasn't as deep as maybe you thought. Here's Gonzalez. I mean, logically you think a deep drive he would score, but according to the rules, he did not, because of the run rating of the guy on third base. 7 is in play. 54, that's out of range. 54 is a ground ball to third, and that's going to end the inning. So nothing doing there. We go to the 5th, still no score here at Citi Field. So Jacob deGrom back out, facing Yadier Molina. Got a 7, which is in play, but it's a 47, so Molina just missed it. 47 is a pop out to first, and there's 1 away. Here's Paul DeJong. When I first saw him, I thought his name was pronounced DeJong, but everybody calls him DeYoung from what I understand, so that's what we'll go with. 4 is tough. Tough 18, that's a strikeout no matter how you pronounce his name. So it's 2 down for Colton Wong. 3 is tough. 83. Tough 83. That is a fly to center. And the inning is over. So deGrom, 5 shutout frames, but no run support. So art imitating real life here. Here's Juan Lagares. It'll be Lagares, deGrom, and Rosario against Waka. 10 is in play, but it's a 95. That's a fly to left. 1 away. Brings up deGrom. Pitcher hitting card number 5. We got a 7, which is in play. 83, though, so 83 is a ground ball to short. 2 down with a number 9 hitter, Rosario. 7 is in play, but it's a 69, and that's a fly to right. And the inning's over. So 5 shutout innings in the books. And we'll go to the 6th. Now deGrom has a fatigue rating of 7, and Waka has a fatigue rating of 6. So Waka is next inning. Keep an eye on him. But for now, he will go ahead and lead off, as his spot's in the order. 6 is tough. That's an automatic strikeout of the pitcher. So another strikeout for deGrom. Back to the top of the order in Dexter Fowler. 6 is tough. 62 out of range. 62. Ground ball to Cabrera at second. There's 2 down. And that'll bring up Tommy Pham. 9 is Patient. 62. And Patient 62 is another base hit. So both base hits off of deGrom have come off the Patient category. And this one here, it's a solid single for Tommy Pham. 2-out single. Pham could try to steal. He stole 10, got caught 6 times. Let's do some calculations on stealing. And if he can get the jump or not. I do use the jump chart. So let's pull out the old jump chart and see if he can indeed get the jump. Assuming I can find the jump chart. I know it's around here somewhere. I just had it. It's in my other charts. That's the one thing when you play the game with charts. You got to be more organized than what I am right now, I guess. All right, let me go find it. It's got to be here in all of my stack of stuff somewhere. There it is. I can see it. Just have to get to it. All right, here we go. So Pham, as we look at his ability to get the jump, we use his steal number, which is a 4, and we use deGrom's hold rating, which is an 8, and do a cross reference. So hold rating of 8, steal rating of 4. That is a 0 through 63. He will get the jump. So deGrom, not very good at holding runners. I thought he was with the higher number, but actually the lower number means you're better at holding runners. So 8 and a 4 cross references to 0 through 63. If he gets a 63 or less, he will get the jump. But he does not. It's 95, so he can't get the jump. So that will settle that. And we'll turn it over to Carpenter. 9 is Patient. 68. And Carpenter has drawn a walk. And that will put 2 on with 2 outs for Marcell Ozuna. And let's see what deGrom can do here. 4 is tough. 0-1, that's a strikeout. So deGrom gets the strikeout he needs to end the inning. And that's all for the Redbirds. We go to the bottom of the 6th, still no score. And leading off will be Cabrera, top of the order for the Mets. Get a 5, which is tough, 79. Tough 79 is a ground ball to second. Handled by Wong, 1 away. Cespedes, 7 is in play. 0-1, that's a double. Cespedes, 1 to 11 is a double. And you got a 1, so Cespedes, first extra base hit of the game for either team, and it's a double. 1 out double. Puts him in scoring position for Jay Bruce. 6 is tough. 0-5, that's a strikeout. So 2 down, and it's up to the Todd father to get it done. 7 is in play. 53, it's out of range. 53 is a ground ball to third, and that's going to end the inning. So 6 innings in the books here at Citi Field, and as you can see, it's nothing but goose eggs, as both pitchers are on their game tonight. So now deGrom will be out to start the 7th. He'll be facing Jose Martinez, followed by Molina and Young. We get a 2 and an 89. 2 is defense, so defense 89. Let's go to our defensive chart and take a look at that. Defense 89 is the error rating of the shortstop Rosario. Rosario, his error rating is a 5, which is the best you can get. So again, 1 through 29 will be an error. Anything over 29 and Rosario will make the play. And he does. It's a 92. We'll check and see what kind of an out. 8. 8 on the out chart for a shortstop is a ground ball. So 6-3. Easy play. Martinez is gone to start the 7th. Here's Yadier Molina. 6 is tough. 44. just out of range. 44 is a pop up to short, and that's out number 2. And I've definitely noticed an increase in pop out results, which was feedback given to Payoff pitch creators, and they did do some adjusting there. And I have noticed that in the gameplay. Here's Paul DeYoung. 10 is tough 60. Tough 60 is just out of range. 60 is just outside that 57, so 60 is a fly to right, and the inning is over. I was not complaining about the lack of pop-ups, but I did notice on the message board someone had put something out there about it, and so a little tweak was made, and I've definitely noticed the improvement, if you want to call it improvement, but the increase, I should say, in pop-ups. Alright, so Travis d'Arnaud will lead things off against Michael Wacha. The 9 is patient 55. That's out of range. It's ground ball to third. Now the Cardinal bullpen is going, and I think there's going to be a move made. And in fact, yeah, it's not going to be a double switch. It's just going to be a one move, because Brett Cecil is going to come in, and he's a short reliever. And by him coming in the middle of an inning, and having the platoon advantage, lefty on lefty, this at bat's going to come off Adrian Gonzalez's tough chart right here. We're not even going to roll the 2d6s because we automatically know it's coming off this tough. And again, that's based on the thing I showed in the beginning, the optional rule. So that's what we'll go with. So all we need now is the 2d10s figured out. And we get a 67, tough 67. Oh, it just missed being a base hit. 67 is a ground ball to short, and that's out number 2. So let me write Cecil in here. And Wacha ends up going 6 1/3. And Cecil looking to get the last 2 outs here in the 7th. He's got to face Juan Lagares, so that's the end of his advantage there. Back to the normal charts. 8 is ballpark. 73, though, that's an in-play result. So Lagares in play against a lefty. 1 through 49 will get him a hit. But it's a 68, so he's going to fly to right, and that's going to end the inning. So 7 innings in the books. Still nothing been decided. We are scoreless. Nothing. And Cecil will leave because he is scheduled to bat second in the inning. One moment, had an interruption. Okay, apologize for the interruption. We're back now. They're ready to start the top of the 8th. A couple of administrative things to tidy up here. Since I had to pause the video, I figured I'd go ahead and knock those out. Michael Wacha finished 6 1/3 innings, 2 hits, no runs, walked 2, struck out 4. And Brett Cecil, 2/3 of an inning, nothing across. The pitcher spot is coming up second this inning, so Jed Jerko is going to pinch hit for the Cardinals. And I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, but Sam Tuivalela is going to be pitching for the Cardinals in the bottom of the 8th. Right now, Jacob deGrom still going strong. He's going to stay in there. He is scheduled to lead off next inning, so this is going to be his last inning of work. So deGrom will end up, at best, going 8 innings. See if he can keep the shutout going. Here's Colton Wong. 5 is tough. That's a 0-8. That's a strikeout. So Colton Wong strikes out. 1 away, and now the pinch hitter Jed Jerko steps to the plate. 6 is tough. 61. Just missed it. It goes to 52. So 61 is a line out to short. And Jerko is out of there. So 2 up, 2 down. Top of the order for Dexter Fowler. And that is a 7, which is in play, in an 0-3. So Dexter Fowler is going to get himself a double. So Fowler reaches base for the 2nd time. It's a 2-out double. And that'll bring up Tommy Pham. So now deGrom has to bear down and get this result. Get this out on Tommy Pham if he can. 8 is tough. That's a good start. 64. Oh, Pham just missed it. 62 would have been a hit. 64 flies to right, and the inning is over. And that would have scored Fowler, because with 2 outs, a run rating of 7, he would have scored automatically. So just by 2 numbers, 62 to 64, he missed an RBI single. So we can close the book on deGrom. Let's total him up real quick. 8 innings pitched. He gives up 3 hits and no runs, obviously. Let's check his walks and strikeouts. He walked 1, 2. So he walked 2. And let's check his Ks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 strikeouts. So there's the line on deGrom. He finishes 8 innings pitched, 3 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 12 strikeouts. And he's either going to get a no decision, or if the Mets score a run here in the bottom of the 8th off of Mr. Tuivailala, then he would be eligible for the win. So we'll see what Tuivailala can do. In the meantime, we need to get a pinch hitter for Jacob deGrom off the Met bench, and it's going to be, speaking of finding a pinch hitter, we're going to find Nimmo. So we're going to find Brandon Nimmo. He is going to pinch hit for deGrom. So Brandon Nimmo is going to pinch hit to lead off the inning here in the bottom of the 8th against Tuivailala. And we'll see what he can do with it. 6 is Patient 70. Patient 70 is a leadoff walk. So Nimmo with a leadoff walk, and that screams sacrifice bunt for Ahmed Rosario. So Rosario's bunt rating is a C. So we go to our bunt chart and find the bunt rating of C. And in a C, we've got 2 D10 roll. 16 through 89 will be a good sacrifice. We'll also roll 1 D6 to see who fields it. So let's go ahead and get that done. Sacrifice attempt by Rosario. It's an 89. 89, boy, he just did get it. He got the very last number in his sacrifice hit. 90, and he would have missed that. But he did get the sacrifice bunt. It's a 3, which means the first baseman, Martinez, fields it. So we'll say he just tags Rosario, and Rosario doesn't really run anywhere for to try to avoid him. Just an easy tag out. Gets Nimmo to second base, which is all he cared about anyway. So Nimmo's at second, and he runs well. Nimmo runs at a 7, so good chance he could try to score something here. Cabrera's the batter, and here is Tuivailala. 8 is in play. 54 just out of range. 54 is a ground ball to the pitcher. So ground ball to the pitcher, and I don't believe the runner is going to be able to advance on that. Ground out to the pitcher. It says here on this chart, run on second may advance to third if base is open. Run rating of 7. Run rating is 7 or more, and the ball is hit to second or first. Runner on third. Blah blah blah. It doesn't say anything about going to the pitcher though. Doesn't say. Doesn't really say on here, but I'm gonna hold him because he's in scoring position already. So he's just as good at second as he would be at third. So it's 2 down, and now it's up to Cespedes. But hold the phone. Mike Matheny, while he was still manager of the Cardinals on opening day, he's going to invoke that optional rule that I talked about in the beginning, where you can visit the mound and force this at bat to come off the tough category. So we're going to visit the mound for Tuivailala, and we'll put an X here by Molina, which means we've used that visit to the mound. And I'm going to put it up here to say that I did it on this at bat for Cespedes. So Cespedes is going to have to bat this, or take this at bat off his tough category, which means he can only get a hit if it's a 67 through a 69. Anything else, he'll make an out. So prudent use of that rule. 29 is actually going to be a strikeout, and the inning is over. So deGrom gets a no decision based on that, as Cespedes unable to get anything done. We go to the top of the 9th, and we need a new pitcher for the Mets, and it will be since there's no save situation to worry about, it will be Juris Familia. Actually, no, take that back. Will it be? Nope, it will be. Let's see. Carpenter's coming up. Ozuna, yeah, we're going to do that because Carpenter's only lefty, so we're going to go ahead and bring in Familia. Normally they're closer, but when a tie game in the top of the ninth, you're the home team, the save is no longer in the equation, so we will bring in Familia to come in, and he will start off facing Matt Carpenter. And then Ozuna and Martinez, so he's got the heart of the order to deal with here in the top of the ninth. No score. 7 is tough. 75 out of range. 75's ground ball to short. 1 away. And this game may go until somebody hits a home run to end it. Looks like it's going to be difficult to piece together stuff. 12 is a ballpark, but that's 63, so that's in play for Ozuna. In play 73, that's going to be a fly to right. So 2 down, and that'll bring up Jose Martinez. 10 is tough, 69, and that's going to be a fly to right as well. Inning is over. We go to the bottom of the ninth, still no score. And let's see if they bring back Tuivalala or whether we get a pitching change. There's a couple of lefties. Well, there's a lefty and a righty coming up. So I think they're going to stick with Tuivalala for this inning, as he did. He walked the batter in the ninth, but that was all he gave up. So he's going to stay in there, facing Jay Bruce. 10 is tough. 23, that's a strikeout. And the Cardinals have already used their visit to the mound, so they can't invoke that. Here's Todd Frazier. 9 is tough. 47, that's a strikeout. 2 down. So 1 out away from going to extra innings is Travis d'Arnaud, the catcher. And we're going to pinch hit for d'Arnaud. So we'll see who they're going to go with. They're going to go with Wilmer Flores. I believe. Let's see if that's what they want to do. You know what? There's 2 outs and the bases are empty, so they're going to go ahead and let him swing away. If there was people on base, they'd pinch hit, but they'll let him swing away. 9 and a 66. 9 is tough. 66 is a strikeout, so Tuivalala strikes out the side, and he actually pitches 2 solid innings of relief. Walked 1, struck out 4, gave up nothing else, no hits of any kind. So that's it for the Mets. We go to the 10th, extra frames, and Familia is going to come out because he's a 1-inning pitcher. So you're not going to use your closer more than 1 inning. So he will come out. And we'll get a new pitcher for the Cardinals as well. And for the Mets, it will be Robert Gsellman. And he did pitch in this game in real life, so nothing wrong with bringing him in now. In fact, he was the first replacement for deGrom, I think. But, and Familia came in later, but Gsellman is in. And he'll be facing Yadier Molina to start the 10th. 7 is in play, 70. That is out of range. It's a ground ball to second. 1 away. Here's Paul DeYoung. 10 is tough, 74. That is going to be a fly to center. So that's 2 away for Colton Wong. 10 is tough, 93 for Wong. That's a fly to right. And we go to the bottom of the 10th, still no score. And we're going to get a new pitcher for the Cardinals. And let's see here with Adrian Gonzalez coming up. They may go to a lefty. Let's take a look here and see who's in their bullpen. The only lefty they have left in the bullpen, because they've already used Cecil, is Tyler Lyons, and he was not very good, so I think they're going to forego that and go to Dominic Leone. So Dominic Leone is on for the Cardinals. Dominic Leone. And the plan is for him to go 1 inning because he is scheduled to lead off next inning. There is no double switch. There's simply lead and pitch 1 inning. If he gets past that, then they'll go to a pinch hitter. Here's Gonzalez to lead off. 5 is ballpark. 76, that's in play. So we go to Gonzalez in play. We get a 25. 25 in play is a base hit for Adrian Gonzalez. So a leadoff single for Gonzalez. We'll bring up Juan Lagares. He is a F bunter, so not very good at all. So not going to bunt with him. We'll let him swing away. 6 is tough. 40. Tough 40 is a pop-up to the second baseman. 1 away. And that will bring up the pitcher spot, Gisselman. So he pitches 1 inning and is out of there, as it's time for a pinch hitter. And the pinch hitter will be Wilmer Flores. So Wilmer Flores to pinch hit. Flores. See what he can do as he pinch hits with a man on. Leone pitching to Flores. 7 is in play. 40. In play 40 is a base hit. Let's see what kind of base running we have here. Gonzalez is at first base. It's lead I 1 though, so it's only 1 base advancement for Gonzalez. And so now runners at first and second with 1 out. And Rosario the batter. And we will get a pinch runner for Gonzalez. It will be Jose Reyes. So Reyes will pinch run Jose Reyes. And if it goes further innings, Flores will take over at first base. But right now Reyes is aboard, as he is a much faster runner. He runs at a 7, so a 2-out base hit would give him an automatic game-winning score. So we will see if that strategy pays off or not. Ahmed Rosario the batter. Chance to walk it off. 6 is tough. 10, that's a strikeout. That's out number 2. And here's Cabrera. He has a chance to do it now with 2 outs. Any base hit will be an automatic walk-off because Reyes runs at a 7. Cabrera. 6 is tough. 15, that's a strikeout. And the inning is over. We're going to the 11th. So back with a pitching change and some defensive changes in just a minute. Okay, top of the 11th, and Yair Munoz is going to pinch hit for Leone, the pitcher. And the new pitcher for the Mets is Anthony Swarzak. He'll be on. He did pitch in this game in real life as well. So we got a 5, that's patient, and a 46. Patient 46 is a base hit for Munoz. And keep in mind, the Mets have not used their visit the mound yet, so if they get in a bind, they can go to that result as well. Here's Dexter Fowler to lead off, or to bat now. 8 is tough. 89. It's ground ball to short. We're checking for a double play. That's an 8. His double play rating here is a 7 though, so it's a fielder's choice. 6-4. 1 away. Fowler is aboard first base with 1 out for Tommy Pham. 7 is tough. 68. Just out of range. 68's a fly to right. That is 2 down. And I'll bring up Matt Carpenter. And we are now going to invoke the visit the mound. So we'll put an X here by d'Arnaud, because you don't need the platoon advantage to do this. All you need to do is declare it once a game. So we will be rolling off of Carpenter's tough category. We get a 59. Ooh, almost got a base hit anyway. 59 is a ground ball to third. Inning is over. We're going to the bottom of the 11th. Still no score. And new pitcher for the Cardinals. Since they did not take the lead, it's not going to be Bud Norris, because they're saving him as their closer. So, with Cabrera coming up, top of the order, Cabrera, Cespedes, and Bruce, they will turn to Jordan Hicks. So Jordan Hicks is going to come on and pitch for the Cardinals. He is the 5th pitcher of the ball game. You're facing Cabrera. 8 is tough. 15, that's a strikeout. I'm sorry, he'll be facing Cespedes. Cabrera struck out to end the inning last time, so Cespedes will strike out to start the inning. Had my cards one out of line there. Here's Jay Bruce. 8 is tough. 18, that's another strikeout. So I may run out of time on this video again. It's happening to me a lot, these extra inning games. 8 is tough. 35, another strikeout. Struck out the side. And at the end of 11, we are scoreless. Timeout. Okay, Ozuna start the 12th. 10 is ballpark. 84, that's in play. So can't get a home run off of that, but we can get a base hit. 19 is a base hit for Ozuna. And both teams have used their visit to the mound, so that's no longer valid. Jose Martinez, 8 is tough. 52, but that's a base hit. Tough 52 is right there at a base hit. Lead die of 3 is a 1-base advancement. So runners are now at first and second, nobody out. And that'll bring up Yadier Molina. He's an F bunter, so he's not going to bunt. 3 is tough. 46. Tough 46 is a pop-up to first, handled by Flores, who's now the first baseman. There's one away. DeYoung. 9 is patient. 82. Out of range. 82 is ground ball to short. That's a 9, so it's above the double play rating. It will be a fielder's choice. 6-4. Puts runners on the corners. So now